Hello, all you lovely folks. And I'm back this week. I'm going to try and do this every Thursday, sometime around this time. And I see I have a lot more folks that I haven't been acquainted with in the past. So I thought I would tell you a little bit about what I'm trying to do here, what I was trying to do before I got really sick, and give you kind of an insight into why I do things the way I do them, because I've been kind of laying low for most of the last 3 years. So first thing that has come up is questions about masks. I'm getting ready to resume wearing my masks in crowds, in places I don't frequent that have lots of people around them, buses, doctor's offices, grocery stores, those kinds of things. I've had COVID, had it March 9th, 2020, when it tried really hard to kill me. And these 3 years have been a battle, to say the least. It completely crippled me. Made it really hard to breathe, to do anything. It got in my brain, messed everything up. It was a nightmare. But here I am out in the city doing my grocery shopping and feeling kind of normal. But just some background into how come this was so bad for me is that, first of all, I was a preemie. I was born 5 weeks early. In the late 60s, they didn't know how to handle it. But I survived and thrived pretty much. And then 18 months later, I got meningitis. Went into my brain and my spine, took out my function from my left temporal lobe, put me in a coma. Woke up a month later, had seizures and paralyzed on the whole right side of my body, completely brain damaged, didn't know anything, had to start all over. By the time I was 5, I was kind of normal again. But I've always had immune issues. Then as an adult, when I really got sick in my 20s, it was thought to be related to that childhood stuff. And I got misdiagnosed in my 20s as having multiple sclerosis, and in my 30s they changed it to hypokalemic periodic paralysis, and they finally got a genetic test for that in my 40s, and it wasn't that either. They did find out that I am a carrier for homocystinuria and MTHFR gene and all kinds of things, but they didn't get an answer until August of 2019. Then they figured out it's a connective tissue disease called Ehlers-Danlos. Finally, everything made sense. I had about 6 months of proper treatment and recovery, and then I got COVID, and it just completely ruined all those things. So, am I going to be careful with distancing and masking and all that stuff? You betcha. Do I care if you do? Kind of, but that's your choice. Do you want to protect people like me? Again, that's your choice, right? But if I get COVID again, I could be back in the wheelchair. I could be back to being completely dependent on other people like I've been for most of the last few years. So, to me, this isn't a question. It's easy. I just put on my respirator and I go on with my life. I don't want to fight with anybody about it. I'm just going to live my life. And if you get in my face about it, I have no problem having a conversation about it. But your hostilities will not be rewarded. So, as I begin this return to kind of being functional, I'm starting to return to work. I'm expected to be back to work full-time in December, but a COVID infection could totally ruin that. So from here on, I won't really talk much about COVID, but I do want you to know that that is a driver in everything that I do when I'm out sharing my beloved city, my beloved communities, and the work that we're doing out here. So join me or don't, but don't be mean about it, because I won't put up with it.